It's like a crime scene in my mouth.
Gravity Falls may have been a Disney Channel show, but fans know that doesn't mean it's just for kids. There were plenty of moments in this beloved series that left adults laughing and kids scratching their heads. We've got them all, so let's get into it.
Oh no! A letter rip! What the H?
Number 1. We've all heard of drug smuggling, and now we've heard of pug smuggling. Yes, that version is much more kid-friendly and also much more adorable. In one episode, Grunkle Stan says,
"All right, Santiago, you have 24 hours to get these pugs across the U.S. border,"
while handing some barrels of pugs.
"No te preocupas. Vamos, vamos!"
Yes, this is cute for kids and also funny for adults who get that double meaning. Number 2. This puberty book is not for children. Grunkle Stan tells Dipper that it's time to learn about the birds and the bees.
"Guess it's time you and me had a man-to-man talk about the birds and the bees, you know?"
He then gives him a book about puberty titled, "Why Am I Sweaty?" Then he tells him where babies come from.
"Now you know where babies come from."
Goodbye, childhood.
And we're just hoping that this didn't leave kids watching this episode saying the same thing because it made them ask their parents questions.
He may be little, but he has big plans.
Number 3. Fully Clothed Women Magazine is a kid-friendly play on that kind of magazine. One episode involves Dipper finding a box of magazines that, let's just say, kids probably wouldn't understand the nature of.
Ew. Pretending I never saw that?
The collection includes one magazine titled Fully Clothed Women. Number 4. It sounds like Dipper's internet history may have some things in it that aren't exactly G-rated. Mabel makes a joke about the creepy nature of Dipper's internet search history, and we can only imagine what that involves.
This room is way creepy.
Not as creepy as Dipper's internet history. Hey!
Number 5. We all know a certain gesture you can't make in a kid's show. Well, Grunkle Stan wishes he could make it.
What happened to your hand?
So I might have got cursed a little.
When Grunkle Stan is cursed by a witch and loses his hands as a result, he says that he wants them back so he can make a certain gesture.
"Can I have my hands back? I have a certain gesture I'd like to share with you."
For those of us who know the gesture he's referring to, we know he wouldn't have been able to actually do it on the Disney Channel, hands or no hands. Number 6. Shaky and Scratchy may not sound like inappropriate names, but boy are they. Stan says that his hands are named Shaky and Scratchy.
Shaky! Scratchy! I've missed you, old rascals!
Don't think too deeply about what he's shaking and what he's scratching, or you'll be scarred. Number 7. Time to do shots. Wait, isn't Mabel a little young for that? When Mabel gets sad, she takes shots of orange juice to make her feel better. Sure, you can drink orange juice if you're under 21, but the way she's hunched over that table sure makes it seem like she's been to a bar before.
I need something to get my mind off this.
Number 8. You can't swear for real on the Disney Channel.
Okay. I know I have a lot of explaining to do.
We all know that won't stop good old Grunkle Stan from trying, though. In one episode, Stan stubs his toe and says, "Hot Belgian waffles," before realizing that since he's alone, he can swear for real.
I can swear for real! Son of a...
Number 9. Blackmail is not for kids. Especially this kind. Mabel snaps a picture of Dipper giving CPR to a mermaid and giggles, saying it's going to be blackmail.
Blackmail.
Not very sisterly of you, Mabel. Number 10. Was that a fairy dust deal?
Where do you get this stuff?
Yes, we had pug smugglers and now we have fairy dust dealers. In this episode, an exchange of fairy dust and butterflies in a forest looks a lot like a drug deal.
Everyone likes sausage, but no one likes to know how it's made.
In fact, it actually looks like a sting operation, considering the fact that the gnome police and deer cop car show up and send the fairy dust dealer away to deal with the adorable owl judge. Then the cop asks for his cut from the customer, so she was in on it all along.
You disgust me!
Pretty clever stuff. Number 11. Mabel's tripping on candy. In one scene, Mabel has too much candy and starts having pretty wild hallucinations.
Mabel, how many of these did you eat?
17.
Make sure to always check your Halloween candy before you eat it, kids. You don't want to end up like Mabel.
What do you think?
You could end up chewing on a giant dog's paws. Number 12. Dipper and Wendy share a rather awkward moment.
Dipper, you gotta check out this weird metal closet.
Sure, even kids can tell that this is an uncomfortable situation, but they definitely don't know the extent of it. We all know that Dipper has a major crush on Wendy. Well, when they get stuck in the decontamination room, they're thrown together and the height difference between them lands Dipper face-planting in a very specific way. At this time, Dipper definitely looks at Wendy's chest, but the look is pretty subtle. Interestingly though, this scene was actually supposed to be longer and even more awkward, but it was cut down. We're assuming that was taking things just a little too far out of family-friendly territory. Number 13. When Sue says there sure are a lot of stars out tonight, it's time to get out of there fast. In one scene, Suze and Grunkle Stan are in the car and Suze takes his shirt off and comments on the stars.
Sure are a lot of stars out tonight.
This is definitely a reference to a line someone might say to make things a little more romantic.
Well, this is getting weird.
Number 14. Welcome to the Woodstick Festival. If you're an adult, you know that the Woodstick Festival is a play on Woodstock. Most kids wouldn't understand the Woodstick pun, nor would they notice the Love God's fairly blatant drug paraphernalia.
Let's make some miracles happen. Groupies, bedhead me.
It seems you can hide something in plain sight if no one knows what they're looking for, even if it's a bong in a kid-friendly show. Who would have thought? Number 15. Does Boys II Infantz sound familiar? At Woodstick, a band called Boys II Infantz is set to perform. For adults who notice this name on the lineup, they'll all know that it's a play on Boys II Men, but, you know, backwards. Number 16. Two things that are rarely kid-friendly: scary movies and Stan.
Like these spooky movies.
In this episode, Stan talks about how scary movies are good for snuggling, and how that quickly transitions into having a child.
You watch the movie, the girl snuggles up next to you, next thing you know you gotta raise a kid, your life falls apart.
Jeez, Stan, maybe keep those thoughts to yourself?
Forget that last part.
Number 17. What exactly is the Murder Hut? Well, according to this newspaper clipping, the Mystery Shack used to be called Murder Hut.
I have some questions about all this myself, Stanley.
No, we have no idea why this is, and no, we do not want to find out. Number 18. This Psycho reference is definitely for adults. Frankly, so are all Psycho references. This one, though, is specifically for the extra eagle-eyed Psycho fans. Did you notice that this house is actually modeled after Norman Bates' house? Yeah, we didn't either, and we're pretty confident that kids also didn't catch this nod. Number 19. Did you notice a subtle Donnie Darko reference? For Summerween, Robbie dresses just like Donnie Darko, and it made us want to ask, what are you doing in that stupid Donnie Darko suit? How many kids today have ever seen Donnie Darko? We're guessing close to none.
Not surprised you didn't hear about it.
Would you have understood these moments as a kid? Which one was your favorite? Let us know in the comments, and if you love this video, make sure you like and subscribe to The Things Animated for tons more videos about your animated favorites.